Yeah, I totally agree. I also see that both teams are most likely going to be playing Viper. Can we just talk about Viper for a sec? Viper in this meta or in controllers in general is a very unique agent because unlike every other agent, Viper I would argue plays more like a sentinel, right? She puts down her utility, and now that utility she can't, other than the orb, she can't necessarily pick up. And when you touch it, your HP goes down. That is a lot of map pressure and map control that can be gained just because of a Viper. And especially on Icebox with a lot of different sightlines, I really like the Viper pick. Being able to cover so much. What do you think, Kano?
And I really especially really love the decay feature of a Viper wall. It puts so much like people don't really know how much pressure it really gives, especially against a team that knows how to utilize that Viper wall and the toxicity of it. But I am looking forward to seeing more use of this decay feature,
Right.
Viper.
Mm-hmm. I'd also like to point out the fact that while the attackers have decided to play a double controller setup, the defenders here have put a double duelist setup. Can you tell us more about the nuances of this composition?
Again, people who run it, yeah, when you run a Viper, usually the idea there is like, hey, usually we play this as a Sentinel and we're gonna have to run a double controller here. But I do think running Viper only on Icebox is viable enough that if you're playing a double controller on Icebox, you're sacrificing a lot of util, especially if you're not running like let's say a Sentinel or something else
Right.
other than that. But I mean, again, Omen and their ability to be in places where you won't expect them, off angles and whatnot, is especially strong in the map with such verticality. Again,
Mm-hmm.
we're just gonna have to see how they're gonna play this out because right now, I mean, it could be anyone's game, always.
It could indeed be anyone's games. I mean, we talked about how Breaking Bad was on this map, but honestly,
Going C.
if I remember correctly,
Going
Construction
C.
Ahead was also
Going
quite
C.
excellent
Going
on
C.
this map on Friday. So I would I would love to see.
I would love to see, yeah.
I would also like to point out the lack of a stage on the attackers. We were talking about a lack of a stage on the defenders.
Hola.
We were talking about how important stage was to get that plant down, but like you said, after a change, they're not as necessarily. It is not as necessarily as important. So I'm really wanting to see how the attackers play this half, the defenders play this half.
Like right off the bat, we're gonna have a two-man push with Jet and Reyna here on B main. However, Walker's gonna get the kill onto Bender, pushing to side, a five-man push into A. That single pick onto Reyna, leaving them traumatized and sticking to B, waiting for someone. Drago with a little pocket onto the fridge with their frenzy out. Gets a kill, Walter onto under the bed, and another onto Kimber. Drago again with a second and a third onto Walter, White, Hank, immediately trading them out onto Drago. Now they're just gonna have to wait here and see Acer
Planted.
trying to flank this. Are they going to get one pick? They spot one out and they have no idea where the other one is. However, they get frenzied in the ass. Hank with a kill on the Schrader, leaving them in a 0-1.
I mean, that round was truly, in a way, everyone was kind of in a frenzy there, if you know what I mean. Like after that kind of push, like there's not much the defenders could do. Even I really like the idea from Drago there though, playing in that corner. That is I dare I say it, a very classic silver play, just hiding in that corner and then popping out. It is very unexpected.
I'd like to add that they it wasn't just a silver play. They had pockets there too. They used the Viper wall there extensively. I don't think they're usually gonna have to pick out two people there. But Acer with a shorty play, you know, they are on eco and they have no choice but to just respect this auto buy from the other team. Looks like Drago's gonna try to go up on top of the mount of the wall, but doesn't really get anything. Cho tries to stun onto site, but doesn't really get anything here. Now it's a 3v2 situation where they're Silva really low. Kimber trying to peek out, a little chip damage there onto Sage. They're just gonna try to break down that wall. One more shot onto the Sage could definitely kill them. However, Walter White is just in it for the count, trying to peek out. However, Walter White and Walter White Jr., a duo that no one can really talk about, gets it, and then 0-2 for the Breaking Bad team. Again, Breaking Bad's pick of the map. This could be theirs. I mean, sure, we haven't seen Construction Ahead perform against them in Icebox, but I mean, looks like it's still going to be their dominant map pick.
As we go into this now, we are seeing a little bit of a mixed buy from the defenders here. Their economy is kind of shaky, I'd say, especially with those wins. But this is the round they need. They need to win this round if they want a way to get back into this game. As we see a Marshall out from Drago. We see an A push coming here from the side of Breaking Bad. Only the one under the bed kind of left alone on site to defend. Has a Vandal though. Here is them coming in. Does he get one? No, he gets spot out. He managed to get one through the smoke, but immediately gets treated out.
Vandal immediately on them.
It is a 4v4 now. The Acer kind of on the flank here. Sees if he can find any value. Looks up for the attackers. Managed to find one. Oh, it's a 2v2 now.
Enemy remaining.
Gets another.
Spike down.
But now Walter White is just running down the middle. I think they know where they are. I think they're gonna hear that. However, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna expect the positioning of this Omen. I mean, not now.
One enemy remaining.
Gets a pick. Do they know where the Reyna is? They do. Now it's just going to be an aim battle between them, and it's going to win for Walter White. Breaking Bad looking into Nest, killing Acer. Unfortunately for them. Oh my gosh, I think the meth is coking them out.
I mean, I would also like to mention, I'd just like to talk about that duel for a second, Canoe. Like, wow. Honestly, I don't even know who I would say deserved to win that. However, I I do really like I do like the idea of a mid split here for the attackers as we go into this round, especially the smoke that the Omen has cast. There's very common Viper smoke actually, because it gives so much pressure on the map to be able to lurk. So I'm really like the mid push. Jojo spots the Jet, doesn't manage to find it, but Frank got him as Acer only with the classic trying to get one, but the attackers with better guns just kind of mow down the defenders on site. Gets the plant down, kind of left alone on the site, kind of left on the site here.
Teleport's ready.
Looks like it's just gonna be a 4v2 situation with them trying to push it back out. Kimber getting a kill onto Jojo and Drago, trying to converge along with them. Now it's a wall down for them to try and create some space for the other team, and looks like they both have very healthy chances of being able to retake this as one of them is low. It doesn't matter. Walter White Jr. peeking out, getting a kill, and the opposing one are just going to get what they need. Even if both of them are low, they're going to get their respective picks, and they're going to put themselves on a 4-point lead with them still not getting a single round.
What do you think the defenders are doing particularly wrong here, Canoe? Do you think, and what do you think they need to do going forward to be able to win their next round?
I feel like optimizing their buy, especially because I feel like their buys are just super scuffed, and I don't think that they are really taking it into account. I do think that they're not really doing anything particularly wrong. I think they are communicating well. They are integrating flanks because they know that they're gonna have a 5-man push most of the time. I think it's just a team diff for now. It looks like Drago is gonna try to get a pick onto Walter White Jr., but now at least it's a 3v2 situation with Hank a lot of damage.
Spike down A.
Here, managed to spot the fade, but Acer cleans out the round with the operator. Can we just talk about the power of the op on that round? Like that operator, especially on say a Reyna or a Jet or a Chamber, is incredibly powerful. Being able to get a pick and get out and reposition, that is invaluable.
I think, yeah, getting an op on Icebox or any, I guess any map, for that matter, is going to be extremely essential, especially when you get that pick. That's essentially one person off, and that's an area you secure right off the bat.
Yeah, and especially talking about it with,
Immediately.
say, a Reina. See, Reina can get out of that situation. But the Sage Rest comes in, denying the pick. Man advantage back to even, as Drago doesn't manage to get one, as the attackers are all going down too. The ult is invested. Acer doesn't manage to find the quick scope, leaving a 3v3.
Kimber, are they gonna be
Kimber!
able to spot them out? They do, but they don't really get any kills here. Actually getting spotted out by Walter White. He doesn't really get the kill. That's another. Of course, Bender gets another. Gets two. And however, Walter White just ends them. They don't really care about what Bender thinks. They're just like, okay, I'm gonna get myself there. I'm gonna win this round 5-1, and we're gonna put ourselves on the leaderboard, baby.
Walter White's son just kind of cleaned out that round for them as we go on to the 7th round of the game here. Honestly, I really like the idea of that round, especially when it comes to compositions without a Sage on Icebox. Weak point that is very clear for them is usually Cube. So I think it was really cool to see that, to see these players kind of abuse the lack of a Sage. You can argue that as a composition diff in a way.
Like right now, immediately they spot out 5 people, so they're gonna be really confident in that flank. Like right now, they're just going to be heading on right there. But their Fade is looking for a pick here. Are they gonna spot one out? Looks like they're gonna try, but they're gonna knife the wall here. However, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get the kill anyway, with 2 of them still on the flank. Drago trying to get that Marshall kill onto stairs, but doesn't really get anything. Under the bed, peeking out, and then their Viper's Pit. Oh, the Viper's Pit is going to be essential in this situation, especially with them on full health. And the 2 of them are still, I mean, they're just duelists. Oh, Acer getting a kill on Hank. Oh, those are 2 different names.
And this does give them the second round of this half. Honestly, I think the goal for the construction ahead here is just trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4, like just getting a couple more rounds. Probably going for an 8-4 half because their composition is very attacker heavy with the initiator double duelist, and with that chamber almost acting as a third duelist. They are honestly really looking towards the next half. They just need a couple rounds for this round to not lose this half, and they're going to be, well, as the op comes out, Laundry whiffs one shot, but goes for a repick, tries to find another, as the attackers kind of take all of the main.
I really like how Fender was looking towards B main there with an op, and then immediately backs out when they miss one, just so they didn't risk getting a kill. But they still tried to maybe find a little opportunity, a little window there for them to get another pick, because as we said before, an op is very much essential with a flank from the defender side, putting them on a flawless as well. 3-5, insane numbers for them. That economy is going to be very advantageous in the long run.
Not only about the economy, I just want to speak on the, on the operator. Like, that operator just found so much value out of the hands of Wandre, and especially in the defending half, when you have the chamber, the operator is going to be your best friend. That is the way that these duelists are going to find value, as Wandre is posted up on generator, looking to A, as the rest of the attackers kind of wait for the
one of my favorite spots to play an operator as well.
Yeah. Falls back.
You're not really gonna get much value out of that.
The Viper Wall is invested. Now the defenders kind of know where they want to go as the attackers try to flood into sight with Spectres.
That is a lot of damage on the defender.
Timber doesn't manage to find one as he dies. The Wonder Boy gets another. Looking to see if he can get anyone. He's at the classic, but unfortunately doesn't get another as the Fade ult is invested. But can Draco get back on the side? Manage to get one. Does he get a second? He does get a second, leaving Fade all alone in a 1v3, but ultimately falls to Acer. And wow, that round.
Looks like they're pulling it back slowly with a 4-5 for defenders. Even if they were going 0-5 against Breaking Bad, it really doesn't matter. I think they're trying their best here, and it is working out for them, breaking through the defenses of the other team.
Yeah, I completely agree. Also, I was just quite amazed at the speed the attackers were playing in there, just being able to take control of site. But then the defenders just kind of, it does not. Drago just had no fear, even being silenced and having that decay with the nightfall, just peeks out and finds so much value out of that, catching the attackers kind of unexpected, kind of. As we go into this next round, it's a mid split again. The kitchen once again being abused here as the one in the bed gets killed by Junior here as they go flood into kitchen. Just faces Kimber. They managed to get a pick. Vendor managed to get the trade there, leaving it in a 3v4 situation for the defenders. They do have they're playing quite deep onto the B site here as Fade. As attackers are kind of reconsidering what they do. They do have CT control. Now let's see what they do, Canoe.
Spike down B. One
Spots
enemy
one out,
remaining.
gets a kill onto Walter White, and they're gonna try to squeak it out. Oh, gets another onto JoJo. It doesn't matter if you're jumping. I'm going to be looking towards how you're going to jump towards me, and I'm going to shoot you middle of the air. Now it's gonna be a 5-5 or defenders. It looks like they're slowly pulling it back, and I think it's still very possible for them to pull it back to 6-6, and it might even be possible for them to pull it into a 7-5. I don't, but I think we're gonna have to see how it's gonna happen.
I mean, I think the attackers are making the same kind of same same mistake as, I mean, same error as the defenders were doing earlier, which is the split economy. Now the attackers are kind of left in a very, very awkward economic spot now. Not being able to buy together, kind of been forced in these half buys as we go into this round. Drago kind of flanked in here already. These early fucks have been a lot of value as Kimber gets one, managed to get out with that TP. Doesn't manage to get another, however, as the Sova ultimate is popped. Drago on the flank, managed to get one. The 2v4 for the attackers. Let's try and pick onto Kimber. The one under that is kind of looking to get another. Drago 1v3 for the Omen, but Drago just managed to clean up that Omen, making it giving him a 4K. Kanu, could you just walk us through what happened that round?
What happened there was it was a 5-man towards A. It looks like they didn't have anyone watching out for a flank, so that was just free real estate for the other team. The defenders took advantage of this situation, immediately trying to push on into A, and Acer getting as much value as possible as well. And I think it played really, I think a huge factor that played into it was the fact that the amount of money or the guns that they had there were not very good. Vendor getting a lot of value out of that op in the first half. I don't think they're gonna miss that shot onto mid. Very cost opportunity, but they are going to make that break into A, under the bed, gets a kill onto Pipes, trying to get another one, but gets spotted by that Fade spot. Looks like that little doggy is gonna growl onwards into sight and doesn't really get anything. Acer trying to get a little pick there with the op, but doesn't really get anything, and the finger gun's out here right now. JoJo, but Draco is flanking right now. Do they know where they are? That's low on them. But now they have they're on the ropes, and it doesn't matter. They're gonna get the kill. JoJo 3K on the ropes.
JoJo right there was not playing Valorant. That was JoJo playing, I don't know. Would you say Octane in Apex? I'm not very familiar with it.
It's always Octane on Apex.
It's always Octane on Apex.
I don't recall finger guns in Apex Legends.
I mean, honestly, he was just not playing the same game as we. They're not. You know how we said that, you know, this is Breaking Bad's calf, this is Breaking Bad's map, and Breaking Bad is gonna do well. But honestly, it is clearly a caster's curse hitting once again as we go into this half.
Yeah, we might get into an OT here right now, and I'm not.
Another
I'm not
OT. We can't do this. We're cursing them again as Walter White Jr. puts the wall down really quickly, but doesn't manage to get. But that does make that Walter White just can't get anyone as Vondre kind of looks to get one, manage to get another as he goes deeper into the site, trying to clear out for his team, but doesn't manage to find a third. But the one on the bed immediately turns out Vondre, leaving in a 2v4 for the Breaking Bad here to try and retake the site.
Drago trying to get a little sneaky here, but doesn't really get anything. Again, with the frenzy, they're going to be a menace with this one. They're going to crouch, try to make it precise as possible with a kill onto JoJo and the Snowman, putting them in 7-6. This is going to be essential as we are on the second half, going into the second round of the second half. First pistol, and that goes to Construction ahead, and we're gonna see how they're going to play this out, especially since not a lot of them are big fans of buying into second round. But looks like Vendor is going for the our favorite, the Bulldog buy, and we're gonna see how they're going to manage to innovate this into their play. Can have two people, one person be right there, Viper on B with a Marshall out for Belt. That's gonna be Belt coverage right there, and it's gonna be a 5-man push. I don't know. I think we have some connection problems there with their fade. That's not gonna be any problem. Drago looking out towards for a flank. Actually gets the kill onto Hank. They're gonna shut down that flank right off the get-go because they know how it feels to get flanked. Right there, Acer looking towards a kill but doesn't really get anything. Kimber teleported out, trying to get another pick there as a second, and they're gonna get another one. Do they know where the last one is, or they're gonna try to pick? Do they have any information as to where JoJo could be? Not JoJo Siwa. This JoJo is going to be looking out for their chamber. Gets picked out. Not really, actually. However, they do get spotted out. I'm going to knife this little teleport just so I can keep you there.
And JoJo does not manage to get the kill onto Kimber as the clutch goes to the attackers. I mean, that round really looked like it should have gone for the side of Breaking Bad. And especially with both of these teams, I've been noticing that most of them have kind of been losing the anti-eco here. But this, no. Kimber decided, no, this is not a round I will lose. And Kimber popped off that round, just getting all the kills, just making sure that, no, I refuse to lose this anti-eco, and that Spectre really coming in clutch as you go into this bonus round here.
The bone round.
Bone round.
Looks like they're gonna have two people Bell. It's gonna be a fight between a Marshall and an Op. However, JoJo doesn't really get the treatment. Vendor onto the ropes. You really are playing Apex Legends. They're gonna be zip lining, and looks like Faded is gonna have troubles there trying to play it off. This is not going well at all. Looks like that's gonna be a 9-6 on them with a bucket left on the round. Vendor gets spotted out. Flippy toes there, but gets spotted out by under the bed onto Hank Schrader, putting them in a 9-6.
Can we just talk about the entries here, especially from the Jet? I mean, I understand that the operator brings a lot of value, but when you bring an operator to, especially an attacking half, you usually have a little bit of struggle of, how do I say it, like when you bring an operator to an attacking half, you usually find a lot of struggle to find space on site. But Vendor there, just getting up on that rope, just basically being, in a way, 100, being like 100 Thieves Asuna there, just getting a kill onto the Omen there on that rope, which brought so much value, and got them so much space, which I think is very important in a round like this.
By the way, guys, it's still so insane to me how you can have so much accuracy on those damn things. It's crazy. Riot.
And
why?
Riot, please. Riot,
why?
please.
You shoot
Riot, if
on
you're
a rope,
listening.
you're not gonna get anything. You're gonna fall, man. How do you even float below rope?
Exactly.
Okay,
Come
you know
on,
what?
Riot.
I'm taking away the catch, okay? Right now I'm gonna be complaining about ropes, okay? This mechanic doesn't make sense at all, okay? The thing
I completely agree. How does the rope launch you, right? Like, how does it launch you to the other side? Like, it makes no sense.
It doesn't make like okay here. If I'm going to be on top, if I'm going to be holding onto ropes, I'm gonna have a gun on one hand. It's gonna be an AR probably. You know what's gonna happen if I shoot an AR without much stability? I'm probably going to get launched. Okay, but not in a good way. Okay. Now, first
Right.
of all, we're talking about Valorant here, okay? Precise gunplay. Now,
I
sometimes
mean,
that's
precise
not really
gunplay just
true.
does not exist. I don't know what you're talking about, Canoe.
I mean, that's not really true at some point, but this time it should not really be true at all. Like, okay, SMGs, that kind of makes sense. They're kind of light, you know.
Uh-huh.
They're supposed
Right,
to be
right.
for, sort of, okay, I'm gonna run it down. But I mean, ARs they require so much more stability. A Phantom, a Vandal. Hey, I have to stand still, shoot, and then the bullet's gonna go straight. How are you expecting me to understand that it's supposed to go within a smaller radius of the original of the original like gap that it was supposed to be if I'm standing still than if I was on a rope, huh? And it doesn't make sense. How is me being on a rope make me more accurate than running? I don't get it.
I completely agree. Like, as we get onto this game here, I mean, I agree that the rope is ridiculous, but especially on a map like Icebox, that rope on the A is a great way to entry. As Laundry goes up onto the nest,
So they're gonna try it again. They're gonna try it again. They're gonna get it again. See, guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Walter White's gonna get killed by that rope once.
takes some fall damage as well as he goes quite deep onto the site as the Prowler goes. Jody manages to get the pick onto Drago as Kimber sees if they can get anything here. But immediately Acer is caught out, but manages to get that op shot out as a 2v1 for the one under the bed. But if there's any agent I would like to see in a clutch, it is Sova. Sova can get information like there is no tomorrow, and I believe in
They're gonna
the
try
one
to push
under
back
the
into
bed.
A as well.
But Hank just managed to
Unfortunately for
clean
them,
up
it
the
does
one
not
under
matter.
the bed.
The one under the bed got found, and it was just a slipper, guys. It wasn't anything. No monsters, no nothing. The one under the bed, it's probably a sock.
Maybe I think he just made the mistake by being under Hank's bed there. You know, Hank just managing. Hank just managing to clean the one under the bed up just on that nest there. Oh, honestly,
Again, no
great
hate to
round.
the players. It was just a joke with the names, guys. It's not even
Yeah.
a matter of skill
Let's
or anything.
As we go into this round, Vaughn managed to do it's a 4v4 now. The wall is invested. It's a retake wall as they try and see if there's anything they can do. Both defenders on B site looking towards the mid as a
Well, okay, that is a very interesting wall, but looks like Drago's just gonna have to hold that wall down mid. It looks like they're thinking it could be a push onto mid, but I think they're gonna get fooled there, and they're gonna get the plant down stat.
Spike planted.
Tries to throw down a molly, maybe to try and stop it, but they don't really get anything. That neon wall gets invested in there. Acer gets a kill there. 2K, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna get stopped by Walter White again with 2 kills onto Kimber. They have the up, but then under the bed stuck. They're gonna get that half right there, and one under the bed is gonna try and get it right now, but it is half, so this is pretty much possible for them. Tries to peek out, doesn't really get the kill, and Hank stopping their reign of terror, putting them in 9-8. See, look, even if it was 9-6, I still have hope that this can be won by anyone right now. I feel like
I
the
agree.
destruction
I mean-
ahead was really putting themselves out, but this is, Breaking Bad's dominant map.
Right. Canoe, we did say it was going to be an OT game.
It
You
was
know,
gonna be- it
maybe
was gonna
this
be an
is the time that the
Yeah.
Caster's Curse doesn't exist and it will be OT. I am very thrilled to see this map play out. As we go into this next round, I do really like the ideas that the attackers have brought so far. Poking A, then going back to B. Like, I love how they're playing rotates, how they're playing pivot. Especially with that Sova just being able to lurk and get a lot of map control there as the side of attackers try and go into the A site here. Slowly walking up, already up on maze.
That's a
Jojo.
lethal hold out of Sage as well.
Yeah.
Vendor's just gonna push onto the side, but it's like Jojo's gonna get timed out. They're running out from T spawn with their ult out, but doesn't really get kills. Okay, Vendor saying W go kill with a 3K, looking towards for another one. It gets spotted out, tries to go for that swing, but doesn't get stopped by Junior. Now it's a 4v1 situation with all of them get spotted out by that dart. Now they know where they are. Are they going to go for this kill? Looks like they have their head out right there. Acer trying to go for a one-shot there. They're not really going to get it. Junior just looking towards that exit kill so they can get some value out of it. No, Kimber ends the Junior line of Walters. Looks like we're going to move on towards a 10-8 game.
I mean, come on. They have to be. They're just not following our scripts anymore. What are we gonna do? I mean, we did warn them yesterday.
We agreed, on like not using that anymore.
Oh, I think the script. There's just no more.
Yeah, I think there's nothing there. I mean, the white family is gone. It's been ended.
No charges.
Yeah.
Kimber just ended the line of whites. As in the family, not the. Anyways, moving on. We have a 5-man push onto A.
The Soval does manage to get a pick onto site as it gives the attackers a man advantage here as they go onto site. Vondred looking for one, doesn't manage to get it. This Hank gets one. There's a res coming up from the defenders, giving the man advantage back to the attackers. Doesn't manage to get one as the defenders are now left in a 3v4. Jojo managed to get one, but immediately gets traded out, leaving Walter White in a 1v3 situation here. Tries to see if he can find one, but Acer just kind of denies anything they want to do. He says no to Walter White as Acer gets a 3K onto that site.
Looks like that's an 11-8, and also you sound a little bit like Jesse Pinkman there. Now, Mr. White. Looks like Acer is dealing insane ACS damage here with 29. The least amount of deaths, but also the most amount of kills than anyone here. And it's gonna be a very scuffed buy from the attacker round, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, it's gonna be a very scuffed buy from the defenders. Looks like Virgo is gonna make a break for that peak onto on top of the silo. It doesn't really matter for them. Hank getting a kill onto Vendor, but it doesn't matter. It's a 4v3, and right now they have the ult down. Acer with smoothness tracking, not really getting that. Drago getting a kill onto Hank, canceling that ult hit. Now it's a 3v2 situation, and they still have the ult down to boot. How are they going to make use of that? Jojo peeking out with the Marshall, doesn't matter. Drago peeking out like a dragon, soaring their wings out. Gets a kill onto Jojo, putting them into 12-8. Construction ahead is looking fresh right now.
Construction ahead is really putting down the. I guess the construction is really doing a good job of just taking advantage of man advantage, right? They are going in, they are trading, they're just saying, oh, we know that you're only going to have maybe 3-4 people on site. We're gonna have more people. So they're just going to be immediately going onto site and playing for trades.
We have like 4, you maybe have 3, maybe 4 people, and they're gonna have like 1 flank, I'm pretty sure. That's it. Look, they immediately have their neon flank so fast. However, they only do have a Spectre, and they're gonna get spotted out by that chamber. So it's not gonna have much value, but literally 2 of them are on the flank right now, and they are putting as much stopgap power as they can. Vendor and Drago down for the count with another one. Hank getting a kill onto the one under the bed, the only one with low health onto Hank. Jojo trying to get a pick here, but Kimber doesn't really care. Jojo turns you into a little 0 right there. Walter and their partner looking out for another pick, but they only have enough. Doesn't really get it. Junior gets a kill, but Kimber gets a 3K onto both the whites. Doesn't really get anything out of that much afterwards, but Hank gets another 3K right off the bat. 12-9. I mean,
this could still be only 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds before it is match. And even it's going to be OT. Can we get to OT? We're seeing an an operator come out of Walter White here. I mean, like we said, with the last half, the operator is a very, very good tool on Icebox defense, and especially on an Omen who can reposition. That is going to be so much value. And I'm very excited to see what Walter White can do with this operator here, as we do see a chamber op coming out from the side of attackers as they go and try to scale up onto B main. Does manage to get the spot out the Sage in yellow, but Sage managed to get back on site safely. The attackers just kind of see if they can find any value. But Vondre gets a pick onto Walter White Jr. Jojo in kitchen, trying to see if there's anyone who's pushed out mid. Vondre spots the fade, doesn't manage to get anyone, as Jojo is killed from the back, leaving the defenders in a 2v4 situation here, trying to see if they can find any value. Acer managed to get the pick on the fade, leaving Drago in a 1v4. 1v3, 1v2 now, but both aces are online. He only has 89 HP to work with as the plant slowly goes down.
Last player standing.
Managed to get the pick onto the
my
player.
gosh.
Hank left in a 1v1. Can he do this? Acer watching that angle like a hawk, but you know, the Viper smoke's coming in, blocking the sight lines, denying
30 seconds left.
Hank
Spike
any
planted.
kind of easy kill here, as
Oh my god,
Gets
gets
a
the
kill.
4K onto Acer, putting them into 12-10 as they peek out, but then, yeah, playing
keeping the
Viper in a
dream
clutch.
alive.
Wow.
Clutch.
That was great. That was great.
Maybe
out
the
from
caster's
Hank.
cast isn't real.
Coming out from Hank. Sorry, it's so dumb. Coming out from Hank Schrader. Now they're gonna be. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Looks like they're gonna get like 12-8. Looks like they're gonna get two more rounds right off the bat, putting Hank on a 25-16, putting down Acer from the highest rated ACS player from earlier. Now as a third frag or mid frag for their respective team. Looks like they're just gonna do another one of those 5-man pushes onto A with their Neon immediately just running it down with their Viper to flank. Vendor gets a kill onto Walter White. Are they just trying? Drago is so ready for this flank right now, but are they gonna get any value out of it? No. Hank actually gets a kill on the Drago, and they're gonna even out the numbers, whittling it down for a little. Zayden with another kill onto Acer, and then Walter putting them down to a very unfavorable disadvantage.
The 2v3 here for the defenders, trying to do this retake. There's two people on flank, one on heaven. The attackers here are getting pinched. Walter White managed to find a pick onto Kimber, as it leaves Vendor on to defend against 3 people. Does not manage to find the kill onto Hank, leaving it to go in a leaving 12-11.
I've tried explosions.
Breaking Bad is really coming back here. The real, honestly, this is not good news for the side of attackers, as in a way they're, you know,
Yeah.
I think what's happening here is that the defenders have realized, oh, this team is just gonna run us down, gonna run onto site, and with that, the defenders are realizing, oh, we need to rotate, and therefore we need to get onto site. We need to go have, you know, we need to go defend our site. We can't just keep giving these guys free site now. As we go into this next round, we're seeing a very, very heavy default onto B main here with Drago with the spike in spawn. Walter White managed to spot all 4, going back to A site as Vondre tries to see if they can find anything mid. The rest of the defenders are kind of rotated to A site though, but all the attackers are going to the A site, meaning this could be perhaps a free site for the side of free site for construction ahead here.
It
Gotta,
really is
you know-
interesting as both sides have realized something. I think the other realize, hey, they're flanking a lot because they know we're just running it down mid all the time. So maybe let's just play it slow, or let's have like 4 people be, and we're gonna have our Viper stay respawn and just have like picks. And then I think the other team also realized like, hey, I think they've realized that we're flanking now. Maybe we should just like play it
Spike
slow and have
down
like a
A.
lot of people here and just post it up. Looks like Walter and Hank are gonna get a
30
couple of
seconds
picks here, leaving the attacker team on 2 more
Last player
people.
standing.
Oh, with Asa here with a really nice pick. Another one. Do they know where the other one is? Looks like they're gonna get spotted out, but are they gonna get the pick? No, they're not. Walter White with a 3K, putting them into OT. And
The caster's curse is broken.
no, the caster's
It's an
broken.
OT.
It's an OT, boys.
It's an OT. Yeah, that's right. The caster's curse is no more. They
I'm
followed
out.
the script for once, Canoe.
It really is just going to be anyone's game at this point. It looked like they were on the advantage, they had the advantage, and they did. But unfortunately for them, they do not care, and they're going to pull it back. Breaking Bad. Ooh, okay, wow. Or is that a glass cannon? Is someone glass
That's a
cannon?
glass cannon out from the defenders here on the Vondre. Vondre has shown that with the operator, he can have so much value. I'm very excited to see what he can do on this round as he goes peek down mid. Magic at one!
Zayden gone from the count. Looks like they're just gonna have to run it down mid once more. Vendor looking towards that side. Are they gonna get anything? Oh, manages to sneak on by with that timing, but they actually peek it out a little. But the one under the bed does know that, hey, there's someone here who's gonna run it down A because wow, all of them are B. Nobody knows that they are A right now.
Gotta go.
Gonna try and stunt the baby. Stop that. The chamber trap actually gets a pick there.
Go, go, go.
Ooh. Right now
They're running away. The one
under
under the bed cannot find the pick onto Jojo there as they kind of try and fall on the side. Kimber gets one, leaving the attackers in a 2v4 as the defenders kind of retake this side. Drago gets picked out by Walter White Jr. as Hank gets another one as well. It's a 1v2 for Kimber, but Kimber has proven he's really good in clutches. So as he tries to find another, he finds one. Can he find Hank? In time, doesn't have that much time. Managed to spot a Hank, but doesn't manage to get the kill.
Kimber, and it ends right then and there. 12-13 for the Breaking Bad crew.
Match point.
Wow. This could be anyone's game though as we go into this next round.
I think we're gonna have to move here to map 3.
Right.
I honestly think we're gonna have to move here to map 3.
Possibly. I believe. Yes.
Possibly, I believe yes.
I personally I thought I had believed that Breaking Bad actually had won last map, but I guess this is how I find out they didn't as we go into this round. Walter White kind of invests that slower into knowing that there'll be one. Managed to get the pick onto Acer as the defenders here are now in a man advantage. I believe as the Breaking Bad Drago tries to get back mid control. It's a 4v4 now as Jojo sees if he can make some plays around the map. Doesn't manage. Zayden gets caught out by the chamber trap, giving Drago a free kill. It's a 3v, meaning it's a 3v2 now for the side. The trade just come in. It's a 3v2 now for the side of defenders, trying to see if they can hold. They need to hold on to the side. They need to hold on to the spike. Drago managed to get picked out by Hank though, as Vondre is left all alone. Vondre managed to get one, but can he get another? Has to reload. But it is a jet. I believe.
Last player standing.
Oh my god, they get another one.
Onto Hank.
Another one onto Hank. They could potentially get this now in a 3v2, but they
left.
have the a little bit of a peek there. They know that they're low. They miss all of their shots, but I don't think. Oh. No way. This is such a match. Do they know that they are on top of the wall? They get caught out. It's a 4K. What? The impossible. Down to 26 HP. They get the 3K right off the bat for the clutch. And that's a win for the construction. Ahead team. Breaking Bad down a number. Now they're going to have to win 2 more rounds. What a goddamn. Yeah. What a gosh darn clutch.
What Canoe was trying to say was, wow, that clutch just left all of us speechless. Like, Vondre should have not won that by all means. The odds were against him, and he just pulls out the most impossible clutch, keeping construction ahead. I mean, yeah, construction ahead in this series as we go
Viper
into.
alone A.
I think he realized that there's everyone's coming kind of A site, so he's left. Possibly looking to play a retake as the site of attackers just kind of slow walks onto site. The wall goes up, and Jojo managed to get spot up by one of the one in the bed, but managed to get the pick onto it as Trey just come in. It's a
Waves just
3v3
coming
now.
out, in and out. And Drago trying as hard as they can to get a pick there. They get one on Zayden on top of rope. But now it's another one for Junior, a second one as well. Now Vendor down for a 2v3. Are they going to give this one to them, or are they going to let it happen once more? Looks like they know what's going on. They gets another one for Vendor. Turns on dash. They're gonna dash out there. They're gonna have it active as much as they can. Looks like they're gonna dash into that stun, but they're gonna get spammed out. And there's another pop and swing, but then Junior on the back of Vendor. I thought it was gonna be another one of those cases, maybe a 180, and it's
Switching
gonna be a
sides.
Just
headshot.
says
Match
no.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Junior just said no, we're not going to get you clutching against us 2 rounds in a row, and gets the kill, gets the 3K, giving them that. Now we're seeing a timeout from the side of attackers. I think this series, honestly, though, could be anybody's.
It really could be anybody's game. Everybody's just doing so well. It wasn't like the steamroll that we saw last night from Breaking Bad onto the other team. It's more of like, you know, those slapstick humor in shows
Mm-hmm.
where they're just slapping each other, like
Yes.
silly. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's so
As we go into this round here, like so far the series, it has been, I think, in my opinion, a battle of the duelists in a way. We're seeing Jojo just opening up sight for the defenders, but we're also seeing Vondry opening up sight for the attackers here. Like, these duelists are finding so much value by using their utility to break onto site, and that is what's keeping the series, I think, interesting. As opposed to yesterday, where the game kind of slowed down and it was so games, we're seeing a lot of fast pushes and fast takes because these duelists are finding so much value on the side take.
this is another one of those situations where this is a win for the defenders if they get one more point. But I mean, as we've seen Vendor earlier, this could be anyone. Again, Walter White killing Vendor. Looks like they're down for the count, but Acer is gonna get that little trade right off the bat. Gonna deny any sort of number advantage because it's gonna be evened out. Hank, another one on the one under the bed. White looking to peek out for any picks here. I think they're gonna get blocked right off the bat. Acer's gonna give them so much time, but Jojo doesn't really care. Gets a kill onto Acer. They're just trying to make any sort of what they can here, like some picks, maybe something that they can do, but they're gonna get stunned right here. Kimber doesn't really have any choice. Jojo putting themselves out for the world to get shot. Kimber, are they gonna look out and maybe get a couple more picks? We've seen them land some pretty nasty shots. No, they're not. Walter gonna get the game, and then we're gonna put ourselves into map 3. That's a GG and a wrap for 13-15. That round and match actually goes to Breaking Bad. Oh my goodness, we actually did break the caster's curse too.
We did break the caster's curse, and honestly, Hank and
Moving
Walter
to
White
map 3.
Jr. just did such a well done job. As I think we're going to transition into the analyst desk now with a wait, or is this? Are we getting map 3? Yes, we were getting we are gonna. I think we're gonna get map 3 here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Oh.
As I think the casters now we're gonna go to the analyst desk with Lotre here. As yeah. Is there anything we can comment on about this game other than it just being a honestly, I feel like this map was just an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely. It was something. It was something. The process here, like we're seeing them really get a huge victory, series, and then the other ones are also getting a huge victory series. Most people don't know how to go back and forth. They don't. They forgot. They left that on the sand. Now they're just doing rolling and then losing and being old. That's how it's going to happen. But honestly, that was really, really close to the very end. We could really imagine both team winning. We could really see that happening. We saw some very good clutches, especially here in overtime. That's actually really sweet to watch. Really nice.
Lottery, we were talking about yesterday about how we haven't been seeing a lot of Jets in this series, but today we saw Vondre on the Jet, and although he might have not had the biggest kill number or the best DCS, he was consistently getting construction ahead on site and just having so much value on that Jet. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, that's what you want from the Jet. A lot of people confuse Jet as just going in, getting a lot of kills, and basically the whole rest of the team being minions to them, making sure that they have the high score of a victory. But that's not what Jet is about. Jet is about going in, taking the kills, and basically just I see that as an opening tank. You know, in a lot of games when you have a tank, they have to do the engage. Usually they die because they try to take the focus of a team. Well, to me, that's basically what the duelists saw.
Right, right. I also would like to talk about the operators on Icebox. We didn't see that many operators last game, yesterday in Icebox, but this game we've seen a lot, and I think this is because we have so many op agents on the side of construction in the head with Vondre, with the Jet, with the Chamber, but we're also seeing a unique pick of having the Omen on the operator. What do you think about the Omen on the Latre?
Well, I believe that a low elo it's a nice one because it's not that well done in ILO because usually when you have an op, well, you double pick, you get double pick or something. So you want to reposition very fast, which is something Jet can do, which is something uh, Chamber can do, which is something that Neon to a certain extent can do. But
And
Omen,
so
well,
can
the TP
Reina.
takes some, and so can Reyna. You're right, we don't see it that much on an Omen because Omen's repositioning exists, but it's so slow. But then when you're on low elo, usually when the AWP is out, people will tend to to flee a bit, to be more cautious and take their time. So Omen has the time to reposition there actually.
Yeah, and I also think like I've been watching a lot of Flex Ninja recently, and Flex Ninja takes up the op quite often because I think Omen does have the ability to play off angles as well, which is very important on say it's catching the defense attackers off guard, and I think that's what we saw from Walter White there.